in the interest of time and getting everybody to work, we're not doing there's a big old long introduction, so I'll just do it really quickly. I did a bunch of junk in Rotary. Okay, that's basically what it is. So, greetings, Barbara, Rotary Club of Arcata Sunrise, and Rotaractors especially, and Ashley, this is the second time you've heard the speech. I mean, so you know it's good, or else Ashley's not very discerning, I'm not sure which. But it's really special to be here. I'm really going to be enjoying it. So, I'm going to start off with our Rotary President's theme. This is Gary Wang. Gary Wang is from Taiwan, China, very first Chinese Rotary International President. He came up with the theme, Light Up Rotary. And honestly, we're well into it. You probably heard all the jokes already, so I won't repeat any of them. But it really there hasn't been a theme that's inspired so much humor since, well, Sow the Seeds of Love. That was a good one, too. That's right. And I do remember that. Well, actually, Sow the Seeds of Love had a big advantage because it produced a lot of new Rotarians. Okay, Light Up Rotary. Light Up Rotary has a very serious side. And as I said, President Gary, and you can call him Gary, is from Taiwan, China, and so he gets to quote Confucius. And he said, "It is better to light a single candle than to sit and curse the darkness." And I'm going to tell you right now, to me, this is the essence of Rotary. What it is the Rotary Club of Arcata Sunrise, other Rotary clubs in the area, all doing a project here, a project there, a piece of service, lighting a candle to make your communities, to make the world a better place. And then you multiply the Arcata Sunrise by all the clubs in District 5130, times the 35,000 clubs throughout the Rotary world in over 200 countries, and you put all those candles of service together, and you get a serious fire hazard. But aside from that, what you also get is a world that is changed. A world that is changed for the better, aggregating all the service done by every Rotary Club in your communities and throughout the world. Light Up Rotary has another meaning. And Gary's really insistent on this, lighting up the Rotary brand. Making sure the world knows who Rotary is, how special Rotary is, and how special Rotarians are, because there's no other service club that has a code of ethics like the 4-way test. We are the ethical, moral people who do service selflessly, service above self. And the more the world knows, and your community knows what Rotary is, the better able we can collaborate with others, the better able we can do service in many places. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of when the horrible tsunami hit Sri Lanka, and it was right in the middle of a terrible, terrible civil war between the Tamil Tigers and the government. It was a very bloody civil war, but it was Rotary that was able to broker a ceasefire, to do polio immunizations, to do humanitarian aid, in spite of the politics, because everyone knew Rotary was not there for a political agenda. Rotary was there for a humanitarian agenda. So we have to light up the brand of Rotary to make sure that we're able to go anywhere in the world, anywhere in our community, and do service and work with the people there. Okay, there's a third meaning of Light Up Rotary, and Gary's pretty insistent on this one, and that is, lighten up Rotary. I was right there when Gary said to me, you have to have fun in Rotary. So, you have it now. The president of Rotary International has now given you official permission to have fun without any guilt whatsoever. So, feel free. Actually, so far the amazing thing is, in District 5130, this has not been a problem. we are in a very special district as far as having fun. It's great, and I definitely felt having fun with something this club enjoys actually from the board meeting last night. Interesting custom. There was a social before the board meeting. You drink, okay, yeah, all right, let's have a board meeting. That was good.
You should see them at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, I was half expecting the mimosas this morning. That's okay. All right, so light up Rotary. Now, President Gary announced this in January at the International Assembly. Big fanfare, had fireworks and everything. Well, video fireworks. But 6 months before that, I was sitting in my office thinking, I'm going to have to come up with a theme for my year because I can. And I worked really hard to come up with the theme. And actually, I just forgot my prop. There it is. And then when Gary announced his, I thought, oh, whoa, he's like taking all my ideas. I was a little peeved, because they're different words, but it kind of means the same thing. So then I realized that Gary did not bug my office. It's just that Rotarians, we're smart people. We think alike. Not really, we don't think alike, but we're all smart people. So I came up with my theme, and I still really like my theme, even though it does echo, or Gary echoes mine, and that is the pride and joy of Rotary. Now, I truly believe in the pride and joy of Rotary, and it does reflect Light Up Rotary. And it does more than keep your house clean. What do I mean? What do I mean by the pride and joy of Rotary? Okay, we'll start with a quiz question. What is the greatest service club in the world? Okay, good. You all got that one right. Why? Well, because of the things I talked about with Light Up Rotary, because of our incredible service, our motto, service above self, our four-way test, the things that you see accomplished in your community, the things you see accomplished throughout the world. You have a lot of reason to be proud to be a Rotarian. You do amazing things. You deserve to be proud. Now, the other piece is joy. Okay, I have good news for you. Just doing service, the service you do normally, brings you joy. And I'm not just saying this, there are research-based studies done in real universities that have shown doing service to others brings you joy. I'm not there. This is true. Well, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Okay. What do you think would bring you more joy? Doing service to others or being given a Ferrari Testarossa? Okay, no. Service to others. Because that Ferrari, transitory, get a big thrill in the beginning, but service to others can give you that long-term joy. And I have actual proof here. Okay, let's say, okay, you do service for others, right? Service for others, service to others gives you joy. You get the Ferrari, and you're always just taking it in for service. Positive proof. So refuse the Ferrari for service. Okay. What, at the board meeting, I told all the board members that they have to tell me what gives them, actually you don't tell Rotarians anything, you ask them politely, would you please tell me? So I asked politely for them to share their pride and joy in being a Rotarian, in being a member of Arcata Sunrise. And I got great stuff, absolutely great stuff. It's just totally inspiring when you hear these stories. And that's why I'm now going to ask every single person here, everyone, even the young ones, think about what brings, by the way, it is just absolutely great to see kids at a Rotary meeting. Rotary should be family friendly. Okay, sorry, just a parenthetical. I'm asking every one of you to think about what brings you pride and joy in being a Rotarian. What brings you pride and joy in being a member of the Rotary Club of Arcata Sunrise? You don't have to do it all right now, because then I'm going to ask you for the harder piece. I want you all to be able to articulate it, to be able to share your pride and joy with others, with the community, with the people at work, with people around you, at home. And there's a reason why. If you can share your pride and joy in being a Rotarian, being a member of Arcata Sunrise, there will be no membership problems ever, because people cannot resist the sincerity that Rotarians express, the feeling, the joy when they talk about why they're a Rotarian, the pride and joy of Rotary. Now, I'm not telling you to accost people on the street. I mean, as I said, Rotarians are intelligent people. You can be somewhat subtle about this. But take the opportunity when you can to share the pride and joy of Rotary. And of course, there's the pride and joy of Rotaract, which is very similar, so you can do that too. You're not exempt. So, also, if we can share worldwide pride and joy of Rotary, there's the Rotary brand right there. Light up Rotary, good, but pride and joy, that I truly believe can make a difference. Make Rotary known from the heart. Okay, next quiz question. How many people are wearing your Rotary pins right now? All right, good turn. Do you have Rotary pins for the kids?
They're in the car.
Okay.
My daughter wore hers last week. She did an effort to get on before we came.
All right.
But they have their own badges.
Right, that's good, and excellent. Okay, by the way, how many of you now wear your pins at work? Okay, lesser number, but it's good. All right, how many of you wear your Rotary pins in the shower? Okay, honestly, this is the first club where Scott's a winner. You do know the custom of fining for...
We don't find.
Okay, that's okay, fine. So, Scott, it's good. Now, the tattoos are readily available. You can go to any tattoo parlor, bring them a picture. You can get it. You can be ready to show your Rotary in the shower. Now, for a lot of people, they don't like the whole idea of a tattoo on them. So I'm going to give you the next big thing. What you can make money on? Rotary piercings. It hasn't been done. It's not big. At least I know. Terry, do you know about Rotary? Have you seen any? I have never seen any. Okay, so if there are entrepreneurs in this group, I'm going to tell you right now, Rotary piercings, next big thing. And then you too can share it, your Rotary, wherever you are. Well, but why should you wear your pin? That's really the important piece. It's not just to have your pin on. It's the Rotary. Wearing a Rotary pin accomplishes several things. First thing, it shows you're a Rotarian. Other Rotarians come up to you. Somebody, I was eating in a restaurant last night, come up, saw my pin. Yes, you! Yes, you! I made that instant Rotary connection because I was wearing my pin. You weren't, but... what is that? That's the official club excuse. It's in the car. Wear your Rotary pin. You make great connections, especially when you're traveling. Honestly, I've been in strange countries. Well, actually, all countries are kind of strange. All over the world, and people come up to me. I get taken out to dinner. I mean, it's really amazing. You wear your Rotary. You get shown the best places. Meet other Rotarians. Enjoy the fellowship beyond your club. It's there if you let yourself be known. Okay, why should you wear your Rotary pin at work? Well, I'm going to tell you. Eventually, someone's going to say, what is that funny pin you keep wearing? Not just on Friday mornings. And then there's an opportunity to talk. There's an opportunity to share your pride and joy. And maybe that person, in hearing your pride and joy, will be the right person for you to invite into Rotary. Maybe. Just keep doing it. Share that pride and joy. Make yourself known as a Rotarian, get people to ask questions, share your pride and joy. Now there's a third reason. By the way, you need to wear shorts all the time. You got to share it. So the third reason to wear your pin, and this is something it just came to me while I was driving. I wear my Rotary pin because it's a reminder to me personally that I'm representing Rotary, that I'm representing the four-way test, that I'm representing the ideals of Rotary. And I change my behavior because of that. I've got a Rotary bumper sticker, and I don't cut people off as much. I'm serious, and I just think about, I'm representing Rotary. I have to be kind of a good person. And I would say, if every Rotarian wore his or her pin all the time, we would have a little bit better world. I mean, Rotarians are already really good people. We should be like amazing. So wear your Rotary pin. It's important. It does make a difference. It's not a showing off, it's a sharing. Same thing with all those other pins and awards you get. It's not a showing off, it's a sharing. I do admit there are some times when I wake up really grumpy in the morning and I just don't feel like being nice. So I have this really small pin that I can wear. But normally, it's like, oh, let me show it. I got my Rotary belt buckle, all right, total share. All right, no talk about Rotary is complete without talking about the foundation. The Rotary Foundation, the charitable arm of Rotary. There are 6 areas of focus in the foundation. And I believe these 6 areas of focus are chosen very carefully because they are the 6 things you need in order to live a life of dignity. And there are so many people throughout the world who do not have these 6 things. We start once with disease eradication. I've been in several countries where malaria is totally endemic. Every family is worried about the kids getting malaria, the parents getting malaria. Rotary is out there with mosquito nets. Rotary is out there eradicating mosquitoes. And many other diseases. The infrastructure for polio can be extended to diseases throughout the world. You need to have a freedom of immediate death from disease to be dignified. Second of the areas of focus, water and sanitation. Water and sanitation go together, but the key for water and sanitation is to keep them apart. Rotary has been in sanitation since the very beginning. Very first Rotary project, 1906, public toilets in Chicago. On the streets of Chicago. Sanitation's important. Toilets! At the International Convention in Sydney, a gentleman spoke. His name was Mr. Toilet. At least that's what he called himself. He probably had another name, but who's going to remember it when you hear a guy say, "I am Mr. Toilet"? Anyway, he has a composting toilet, which is portable. It's small. It can be easily sent to developing countries. It's already saving millions and millions of lives. Rotary is there spreading it out. The lack of toilets becomes an incredible incentive for disease as the waste mixes with water supply. And water, Rotary is working very hard to bring fresh water. We are so incredibly lucky. You turn on a tap, you can drink it. You don't even have to buy bottled water. I know, here. And you shouldn't probably because of the waste of the, never mind. Separate story. Many places, you turn on the tap, but you can't drink the water. And then even more places, there's no tap. It's groundwater, and groundwater inherently, in the developing world, is contaminated because water and sanitation are not separated. So Rotary is working towards that, the foundation. Maternal and child health. I was in Uganda. Rotary did clubs in 5130, a foundation here, plus Rotary clubs in Uganda, put a maternity clinic inside a hospital, a small hospital in Entebbe. This maternity ward was for the women, the most underserved women. Lake Victoria is huge, and there's these islands that are completely isolated. The women there get no prenatal care, no postnatal care, and no natal and then middle care. This hospital, this maternity ward brought these women very first time. They may have had adequate vitamins and nutrition. They had people attending to their births. These women were incredibly happy to be there. Incredibly happy. And they knew that it was Rotary that was making it happen, maternal and child health. They may have had a successful birth rather than a tragic one. Basic education and literacy. My very first year in Rotary, I went to Festival of Brotherhood, our cooperative venture with District 4150. My club was working on equipping a school outside of Guadalajara. The school was for kids who were kicked out of other schools because behavior and disabilities. But I saw the kids. Right then, the school wasn't much. It was just some tarps and chairs, benches actually. But all those kids were glad to be there. The power of education is really important. Rotary, the Rotary Foundation recognizes that. The next one is something that I think applies to the next area of focus applies to every project we do. And I want you all to think about this in both your international, which you have to, and your community projects. And that is economic and community development, or another way of putting it, sustainability. Rotary is different from other service organizations. We don't take money and just toss it at a problem. We take an active role in making the project happen. And we're not in there for temporary fixes. So when you think of a project, think about what can I do to build capacity with the people who are the recipients of the project. What can you do to make long-lasting systemic change? And whether it's local or it's worldwide, sustainability is the key to effective Rotary projects. Okay, and the last piece, peace and conflict resolution. Rotary has peace fellows, they're trained in mediation, but here's what I'm going to suggest for all of you. You're not going to join them most likely. Well, some of you, got some young people who are still ready, still can. Become a peace fellow. But every single person in Rotary, everyone in this room, can be a peace fellow. You can be a peace fellow in your club, in your home, at work, in the community. Just think about it. Just think, how am I personally promoting a more peaceful world? And it can happen Gary said, one candle at a time. Okay, Polio Plus, and I know I gotta go fast, but we got a late start. Polio Plus, you may have read in the newspaper, oh, there's outbreaks in Syria, there's outbreaks, aid workers are being murdered in Pakistan, and think we're not this close, we're this close, but that's not true. Bruce Aylward, who's the WHO Director of Communicable Diseases, spoke at the Sydney Convention and talked about what's really going on. We are making incredible progress because we know exactly where these outbreaks are coming from. They're coming from Waziristan in Pakistan because that's where the aid workers were murdered. We may already have had the last case of polio in Nigeria and Afghanistan. It was in May. It's really possible because the immunization efforts that Rotarians have done is making a difference. So, Pakistan, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, new strategy. Set up a perimeter around Waziristan. Stop anyone leaving the country, bus stations, train stations, planes, gets immunized. Stop the vector of spreading polio. And it's effective. We're that close. So continue your donations to the foundation. Continue supporting Polio Plus. And it does affect you. Angela, you grew up in a polio endemic country. You know what it can do. And we need to get rid of it now so it never does spread and never does paralyze another child again. Okay, quick ad. April 24th through 26th. The conclusion comes right after this, so don't worry. April 24th through 26th is the district conference in Yosemite, and I promise you it's going to be fun. We're going to have great activities. We're going to have optional hiking, photography classes, painting, there'll be sky gazing, we have a special outdoor patio suitable for practicing drinking. There will be, you must be over 21. So, it's going to be fun, lots of Rotary spirit, great speakers. I encourage you to come. If you haven't gotten your hotel reservations, do it now. The hotel is filling up fast. So, Tenaya Lodge, beautiful place, just next to the south entrance. Beautiful place, wonderful hotel. I encourage you, make your hotel reservations sooner than later. Okay, and here it is. only about a minute or two late, the thrilling conclusion, no, it's a serious conclusion. So, if you do read newspapers, watch television news, you know that the world can appear to be a very dark and difficult place. But I want you to remember, you, the Rotarians of Arcata Sunrise, Rotarians throughout the world, you are the beacons of light, illuminating the path to better communities and a better world. So take pride and joy, and share your pride and joy in Rotary,